in the misty rain. It's like hobbitses. Second breakfasts. All right, welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, everybody. It's been a wee while. I can tell you that we have been doing stuff here at the ranch. Some of it includes, well, includes all that, which is spray foam. We have a bunch of stuff here, and we got to update you on what's going on. We have toilet shower combos here. We've got 3 doors, one over in the pavilion we already had. We have 2 water heaters already here, expansion tanks. We got lights for exterior. We actually have 3 toilets actually back here as well. We've got a lot of stuff that's been going on here at the house, and we haven't been filming it, partly because there's been such time constraints. As you know from the last video, my dad was actually doing all this, and I'm going to turn around and show you the house of where we're at, and it's a lot farther. But my dad had come out to help with electrical. You know, he didn't want to stay here for 5 months, so he kind of cranked away with it with Clark and got a lot of electrical going. So there was that. Then with the weather, it's been an awful dry 6 weeks. So we were able to get a lot of progress going on this roof, and it just took time after time and buying some parts and getting some other stuff. We just went and did that. So anyway, I guess I'm going to stop. Let me show you where we're at, and the exterior is almost all done. So this is the exterior of the house at the front. We had before, I think it was, I don't even remember all of it, but I think we just had the patio cover roof panels up, and we were going to be doing these side gable end treatments, and we just kept going, man. We just had to work, deadlines, people here, sometimes not, and we got to work through this. So we got the roof all done. We've got the flashing and the ridge cap, the end caps at the gable end, the rake trim, all those done all around. We just have this little bit of siding to go. All the siding is on. My wife has been working on the trim pieces. This is a picture of the trim on the back, on the south side, that she's got all done. We're caulking and painting, but otherwise, this is everything. We just have to do, like I said, the siding over there and the ridge cap along the garage, and then that's done. The house is looking really, really good. I'm just gonna kind of run through these things a little bit so you guys have an idea of what we've been doing. We have the electrical box is up, it's in the house. I capped the water, it's in the house. All of this stuff has been sitting now in the house. And ta-da, this is now where we're at. So all the foam insulation has been sprayed, all the electrical lines have been run. We have all the circuits ran. We have water pipe in the line, on the lines in the walls. The only exterior ones that we have actually have been the kitchen. We got these ran previously. They came up over to here and they go up for documenting, so I don't forget it, the purposes. And they come up over because they're going to tap down to go to the water heater, the washer, and then the water heater. So I kind of figure I should probably go and just give you an update of what's going on here, and then also the buffalo. There's actually a really interesting story about the buffalo, a unique thing that kind of happened. Tragedy turns not tragedy. So I'll share that also as we're going along. So let's just kind of just jump into it. Electrical was the first thing, so let's just start with that. The electrical panel is ran, and all the wires all went up. And this is just a jumbled mess. We didn't have enough room here, so we started coming all the way across here. Everything's gone. We took that sheet. I don't know if you guys can see me backlit. We took the sheet. We took all of our circuits, and they are all 100% filled. All of our box panel circuits we're going to be filled, except I think these 2 and these 4. There are 6 that were not filled. Everything else has been ran. I have the Excel spreadsheet at home, which gives a diagram of where everything is. I have not transferred it somewhere into here, but all of it has been ran. There, shut. All right, so water line comes in right here, pops over to here, and then it comes up 1 1/4 inch and goes that way. So that's this wall. Everything has been set. What we kind of knew, and maybe you want to think about sometimes when you have like spray foam, is when you're on an exterior wall, sometimes people will be like, well, you know, should I go ahead and, you know, what do I do when I have spray foam and it closes off everything in the wall. Well, this spray foam stuff is actually here. Let me show you. This is open cell. There's no closed. It's kind of soft. Okay, I don't know if that came up on camera, but it's really kind of soft. And we can cut it out with a knife, a bread knife even, and then spray the can foam stuff in there and go that way if we needed to. But once you spray foam, you kind of seal off your cavities. So what we decided to do on the electrical to fill out all the other circuits in that box was pre-run wires, kind of as just in case we need extra circuits, okay? So what we did was, my dad had this set up, and I'm gonna have to go back and look at this. So here's the 20 amp side, here's the 15 amp side. So we have two 15 amp circuits and 4 20 amp circuits. And we pre-ran those up all the way around, and they came down to here. And they're dangling, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some boxes in the attic, and we're gonna get those things tied off and capped, I should say, inside boxes that look like that. Just blue junction boxes. We're gonna cap them into there, seal them up, done. Leave them off in the breaker. So Clark is gonna come over and do that. He's gonna get on the ladder. He's gonna tie those things in the attic space and probably along this main truss right there as much as he can, and maybe diagonal across the brace over here. Does that make sense, Clark?
This truss?
Yeah, since you're left-handed.
Alright.
Put them on the vertical.
Yeah.
And then if you have to, put them on that horizontal. There's only 5 boxes, so we're probably gonna share the lights into the one box, but have all the 20 amps all on their own.
Alright.
So he's gonna get going on that. Then we have those, anytime I need to run an extra circuit somewhere, outside, inside, whatnot, I'll have them just sitting up there. Just go tap into the box and just go get them. So we pre-ran the extra space of circuits. Now the only disadvantage is, if I ever wanted like a hot tub and I needed a 30 amp, well, I don't have a 30 amp. So I've only got 20 amps and 15 amps. So, you know, such is life. What are you gonna do about it? All right, so, but otherwise, all the electrical, like dead serious, it was great. It took them a couple weeks, maybe 2.5, I don't know, something like that. And it got all done. Outside, we have stuff ready to go. You hear that? You hear the rain pitter-patter on the roof here because we don't have anything underneath it. Okay, on the outside, we got most everything set up. So we have an outlet here, there's an outlet there, and an outlet far down. And then we have light switches there with a light up top. We have a light switch here with a light up top. There is a box that's sitting right out there, right at the very end, which is gonna be for perimeter lights, which we're gonna put on the outside all the way down at different spots down this whole side. There's also another box. I gotta find that box. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's right here. Right there. That's gonna be for our ceiling fans, which are also run off that we just don't have ran yet. So we'll worry about that later on down the road, but it's prepped, all ready to go, spray foamed in, set up, and good. The front side of the house is very similar to that. So all's pretty much well on the electrical front. That's the update. All right. Plumbing. I think plumbing is the next one. Oh, wait. I wanted to say, we were thinking about TVs. I mentioned that in the last video. TV wall here, that's that circuit. And then the center one is, share those ones. Those are isolated circuits. Okay, so I wanted to do surround sound. And when you do surround sound, you put your speaker locations and you get it all up. I could do a 7.1, a 7.2.1 or whatever it was, or 5s. So I could have 3 front, 2 sides, and 2 back, you know, and so forth. Anyway, the real crux of it was having 2 locations that I might put this TV. I would need kind of an isolated hub that I just didn't want to have 2 hub locations. And it got to be really just kind of a, well, is it this high or this low? Or, you know, I just thought, you know what? We've been doing 3 front speakers only for a long time. So we're just gonna keep it with that. We did no speaker wire. We're just gonna do front or front. And so we decided to X-nay the whole, what do I do about all the speaker surround sound? And you know what, I'm a simple guy, it doesn't really take that much. So we'll just keep it as is. All right, plumbing. So plumbing, we had the guys come in, they have fixed all the plumbing. They've gotten down through, you can see the concrete mixed up. We now have the washroom or the laundry room ready with a drain for the water heater. And let me tell you about some of this. Like, I'm not a plumber. They kind of, I don't know, Frankenstein, kind of this whole thing. And the master, we have the extra outs out. The toilets were moved where they needed to go. And the showers are all set over here and a shower drain over here. So all's fine. I'll tell you though, we hired this out because I wouldn't want to jackhammer the concrete, but you got to watch these guys. And this one location has, it's a big enough operation. It did the electrical and the plumbing. The AC and the plumbing. And so far the AC is great because, well, they haven't turned it on. But the plumbing people, they've had to come back because they didn't do the concrete right. They had the concrete that they jackhammered, they refilled it. It was like a ½ inch or so below the actual floor, the existing slab. Then they came back and this was their repair. Okay, so this seems really kind of odd. This is the toilet flange. And there's one over there too. These all pretty much had the same problem. They set the flange, it looks like, before they did the concrete. So when they did the self-leveling concrete, all the concrete came up and spilled over and into this flange. This flange is supposed to have a rotating ring that allows you to align these things for the toilets. And this one happens to be, I think, barely, it probably will work, maybe, but that one won't work. And the other girl's bathroom over there won't work. And so what they did was they concreted these things without presetting an alignment for that. So they're gonna have to come back out, break out this thing, reset the ring, and redo the concrete. I don't know why they just didn't do the concrete and then cut where they need to cut and set the thing on top and been done. But they decided to set the flange first and then it was too low and it got gummed up. Anyway, this is the third time they're gonna have to come out and to do some stuff. Other thing that they did, hey Pumpkin, can you come set this? It's over here in the bathroom. We had this all measured out, 60, and I think it was like 60 1/2 inch. This is now 61 inches because they broke all this out, removed the place where we had our existing nail into the concrete from the ram set. And so now this is 61 1/2 inches from here to here, which is really frustrating that they messed it up. So we've had to like kick that over as much as we can to try and get it close. And we're not gonna have to jimmy this with something, but you know, just kind of dumb stuff like that. You're just like, man, these plumbers have not impressed me at all, but so be it. Hey, while she's doing that, Clark did put plates, nail plates around. These are 2x6 walls. We didn't do it on every single one, but you can see these runs. We did. In fact, they knocked off our plate, which we need to put another one right here, dog. We tried to do that. Bug or Pumpkin, you gonna do that?
Yeah.
Hello. Guess that works. Okay. All right. Thank you. So we have to go around and check those. After they fill these cavities, you know, they just saw it with a big old Sawzall blade kind of a thing, and they just trim it right down the front face. I'll tell you on these insulation, it always concerns me. I feel like they don't really tell you how much insulation you get, and there's some spots that you kind of like, that's barely what you said, or it's just shy. We did go around and start poking in a few spots. For the most part, I think it's fine, but I don't think it's enough to complain about. I think that could have been a little bit better with getting more of a consistent depth, but such is life. So anyway, that is everything. All we've got is really sheetrocking coming up and finish the plumbing, and we could hopefully move in. Our goal is by the end of the year. it's difficult because there's only so much space up there. Our ceiling is only like about 5 feet tall from peak down. And they put the dehumidifier up there. So, I mean, it's tight. So he's just slowly trying to get these things in there, but he's doing a good job. Let me go tell you about the buffalo. All right, so the buffalo, we had 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks ago. Here, let's go see him. I will tell you officially though, we have all of our calves. We have 11 babies. Every single one had a calf. Debbie was the holdout. She had her calf October, first week of October.
Third?
And so she was the holdout. We had one in September, at the beginning of September, one, you know, I don't even remember, man. They're just so far apart. They're everywhere from like May, I think it was, all the way through October, into October. Well, anyway, so what happened really was that number 4, out of the blue, passed away. She had a calf that was like 5 weeks old, something like that. And that's really not a good time to be,
2 months and a half.
you know, not a good time to be having a calf go on its own. It might have been 6 weeks old, maybe 7 weeks. But anyway, it wasn't 2 months old yet. And so the question is, what do you do when you do have a calf that's like that? And with us living not at the ranch, obviously bottle calf, we weren't going to be here enough to feed it. And so bottle calf was out of the just not even in discussion. And also I'm kind of more of let God kind of figure out what's going on, and as best we can. We don't want to interfere too much. Nature supposedly will take its course and things will go well. Well, guess what? If we don't bottle feed it, it probably will die. Other thing is, there is a slim, almost zero chance, but slim chance that a mother would accept it as one of her own. Are these two theirs?
Yeah, that's the twins'.
Okay, so Mary, right here, accepted the other one. I guess they were friends, hung out a lot, and they're right here. So I guess they were used to each other, and she was kind of used to the other one being around. Anyway, the other one slowly started nursing off of Mary. Mary would object, but when the friend, Mary's own calf, was there, they both were on, and she didn't kick them off. She has now accepted both calves. And look at the conformation of those calves. Like, they do not look bad.
That's Mary.
And this is Mary, and Mary looks astounding, man. She just looks amazing. Rock star mother right here, guys. Like, stepped up to the plate, and both calves look fabulous. What can you say otherwise, like being like, man, that was just, I don't know, that's cool. You know, I just, that's cool. So all 11 calves, and we only have 10 mothers. Mary's got twins in essence. So winter's now coming up on us. All of our grass has died, guys. We just happen to get some rain, so some of it's turning a little green, but otherwise mostly they're on hay right now. And that's just kind of what happens. We have the option to do seeds, but you know, it's going to take 3 months for that to grow anyway. So, and we've just been having horrible rain right now. So it's been, I think, like one of the driest Octobers ever on record. Literally, we got rain the last day of October. Something like that, maybe the day before, but it was just like 0.2 inches. Anyway, Mary is the all-star. She is doing fabulous. Doing fabulous. And so is those your two calves. One's a boy, one's a girl. Yep. Bug, which one is her original one?
The boy.
The boy is her original one?
He's like a week older, so like that's a pretty close gap.
All right, so a week older. So it's like crazy. I just can't believe that. All right, so we've been supplementing with some cubes just because we didn't have time to go drive an hour and a half to go get the actual supplement that we've been using. We're gonna have to go do that. We're gonna keep them on that. Rio Max has been going good. I've got to give a Rio Max update because this has actually been a lot better, and it might be worth giving a more deep dive into it, but Rio Max has been doing good. The health of the animals is doing good. If you've been wondering, Steve's herd, they're doing well as well. So everything is going good. So that's the update, guys. I don't know if we're gonna be doing anything right now in the video besides just kind of what I showed you, but I thought I got to give you guys a video, at least of where we've been and where we're going. So coming up, we've got to set the water heater, get all the piping ran for the water, set the filters. We did get our water test results. I'll cover that in the next video sometime. And Charlotte's gonna finish doing the trim out along the seams where this boards, the siding went. So, you know, we've actually got these things pre-cut. Can I see one of those boards?
This is my end board.
So this is the end board, but we've
So he's
notched the top. So what we've done is we've notched the top at a 10-degree angle, and then at the ends we just 45 these things to get them to all kind of butt up together. So she's going to get that going down. These are just 1x4s. I kind of wonder if I should have gone 1x6s, but you live and you learn. So house, I think, is just amazing to go where we're at. So this is going to be a lot of sheetrock. I have gone through every room, and tallied up how much sheets of sheetrock. Start with the ceilings, go down. Do we need green board? Do we need just regular plywood? What thickness is? Over by the garage, it's going to be 5/8 inch thick for fire retardant. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to leave it here, guys. We're going to kind of get some other stuff done slowly. We're out of materials. If you guys want to know how good things have been, you see this pile? That is our scrap pile from the full construction. So there's been a few times we throw some miscellaneous stuff in garbage bags. That is our scrap pile. I'm kind of proud of that because I think that's super efficient that we haven't had a ton of scrap. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna get going on. I'm gonna catch you guys next time when we have more of a set project to go through. But again, sorry, we just had to rush through these things, time deadlines, installation had to be done at a certain time, or we'd have to wait another month. And so we just had to fly. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Keep with us as we keep going on the house. Talk to you later, bye.